What is up, you guys? Welcome back to Responsibly Unhinged podcast. I've been absolute trash about getting this out this year, but it's because I've been doing some cool shit to make this better. So if you're watching this online, we got an upgrade. We got a studio now, so that's exciting. I also have a guest back for you today that I have some fun stuff to share about. Quinn Collins. You guys love her. You know her. What's up?
What's up?
Welcome back.
Glad to be here.
Yeah.
Thrilled.
Well, I'm glad because Quinn is going to always be here now.
Always.
So that's what I teased the episode that just released last week, that I had some changes coming and I have a permanent co-host now. And I've been wanting to stop doing this solo for a while, mostly because I just hate it, to be honest.
I love you just hard launched me like a stepmom. You're like, everyone's at Six Flags. Well, I hope you liked Quinn today because she's going to be here a long time.
Quinn's your new mom. That's kind of how my family's always done it. So. But yeah, I got a lot of good feedback on your episode, and also I was just like, who do I bring on for this that is like the right match for the energy of yapping that I need? And
I love to yap.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone that yaps better than you.
Good.
But Quinn, it was like, I think October or November when we did the last episode. So you've had,
holy cow.
Yeah, you've had a lot of things going on. What's been up?
I broke my lease.
Yeah.
Well, my mom broke my lease. That's been a mess. So I'm moving, but it's like really good because I've lived been at this apartment complex for like 2 years, and I hate change. Yeah. But it was like one of those where I'm like, you know what? Everyone has black mold.
They don't.
Everyone does. Everyone else's bathroom ceiling might fall through in the next month.
The pictures you sent me were insane.
Oh, yeah. But I was like, that's everybody in Austin. I'm like, we all do that.
You guys, Quinn texted me, and it was literally like, I think I've been having brain tumor symptoms. Is that fine?
My doctor, well, I've been having like severe brain fog, but it's like I also am a little slow. I've also been off my ADHD medicine for like 6 months. So it's like, ow. Yeah, I really am a little bit on that spectrum. So that's
just
what
the mold. This whole time you were never autistic.
No,
just the mold.
I was like, dang, it's getting worse. Like it's spreading. And
yeah.
But I thought it was autism spreading, but it was like brain fog. So we took all of this stuff to the apartment complex, and they were like, oh, so I was gonna have to pay like $4,000 to break my lease, but my mom was like, they ended up not making me pay that much. I like had to pretty much just pay like a bit of the next month's rent.
Yeah.
And then they were like, you gotta skedaddle though. And
I think like, it's wild you're having to pay anything.
Anything.
That's
which
crazy.
We're probably gonna contest it.
Yeah.
But I think it was just one of those like to cover their ass maybe. I don't know.
There's like a lot of people that have had like very successful lawsuits for mold because it's
like,
it's,
yeah.
like,
well,
very
there's
serious.
that one on Riverside. Do you know the one? It was like 2 years ago on Riverside. There was one. It was completely torn down.
Oh my god!
And it was like brand new. Like
You're
it wasn't
moving to
old.
Riverside, aren't you?
I am moving to Riverside. You either die the hero or you see yourself move to Riverside. If you don't live in Riverside at all in your 20s.
I started in Riverside when I moved here, so yeah.
I've never lived on Riverside. I've shat on it so much in the last 2 years.
Welcome,
so I'm
baby.
like, welcome. And it's great because my parents came and I showed them because I moved to a little duplex. That's like a yard.
Yeah.
In-unit washer and dryer. I feel like Princess Diana. Like I feel like
a washer and dryer.
In-unit washer and dryer. I like feel like the "Moving On Up" song is playing, and but I took my parents through there, and they're like, "Wow,
yeah,
very
nice,
cool.
Nice.
This is nice."
My parents loved my townhouse in Riverside until they stepped around the block and found like the homeless camp that was there. I was like, "This is Riverside. It's like really nice townhouse right next to my
dad is
neighbors."
worried because I'm not allowed to walk by myself to my car anymore after work because I will talk to all the homeless people.
You do.
Sometimes I don't know.
Quinn's barking for a show, and this homeless guy told her she looked like a Victoria's Secret model, and she feels the need to stop and thank them.
I did
that's
say
a nice
thank
thing
you.
to say.
That would be so rude to like not say thank. It's not like he was like, "Hey, bitch, like, can I have $1?" He's like, "You're gorgeous. You look like a Victoria's." He not to say that to me. That was very nice.
It's true. You're not nice when they're not nice. Wasn't that us that lady was like freaking out on us that one night when we were out at homeless?
Yeah,
lady? Yeah.
She was like, "Can I have $5?" And I was like, no, like you did. First of all, she was like, it was on Halloween, and she was being
Halloween.
mean to those girls. And I was like, you're not to say that to them. That was a crazy thing to say.
Yeah, she was like
which
slut calling them, and I'm like, you don't even have a house.
I was like, I don't think you can like be like, that's a crazy thing to say to a woman who's probably schizophrenic. That's probably not a great move on my part. But then she's like, can I have $5? I was like, no. And then this other homeless lady, it was like,
yeah,
it was
she
like,
came to bat for
it
us.
was like Godzilla versus King Kong, and she was like being mean to the other homeless lady. And then she comes up to us, she goes, like, came to our defense, and then she goes, anyway, can I have $5?
And Quinn was like, yeah.
I gave her $5. She earned it.
Well, what's funny is that lady was initially making fun of those girls on Halloween for dressing slutty, and it's an insane thing to do to make fun of people for not wearing enough clothes when you can't even afford clothes. Like, that's a crazy thing to do.
How about you worry about who's a hoe and putting M in there? A home, you loser.
That was so stupid.
Yeah, pretty good. I got away with words.
This is why you're here, ladies and gentlemen, every week.
Anyway, but I talk to them too much, and sometimes they're like, they literally, here's my problem, is like, sometimes I'll just be like, hi, how are you? And they really just want somebody to say it back. And then a lot of times they don't even ask me for anything. Don't ever walk down there smoking a cigarette, because you will not, I won't leave with, I'll like have a whole pack, and they're like, how are you? Do you have cash? I don't have any cash, so how about a cigarette? I'm like, fuck. I have no reason to not say yes.
I think you can't just smoke cigarettes in front of people in general. Didn't you have a not homeless person before say that he hates watching pretty women smoke cigarettes?
I hate hearing men say opinions I didn't ask for. That's crazy. And then I don't know. But I also, it's crazy though, because everyone also, like, I've got the kind of voice that I won't even be smoking a cigarette, and everyone's like, Quinn,
you definitely have a cigarette.
You got an American Spirit for me?
They know they're on you though. Like, you can't hide it.
Yeah, keep them American Spirits on me.
Oh, we're done with the cloves now?
Yeah, the cloves were short-lived.
It was a short-lived experience.
I was smoking cloves because I was wearing all black, and I was like, someone was like, you know, like in the 90s, everyone smoked all the goth people smoked clove cigarettes. And I was going to Yellow Jacket, and I'm always scared that they're going to know. They're going to smell it on me, that I'm not punk at all. That
I go there all the time, and I look like this. I think you're fine.
My top artist was like Olivia Rodrigo. And they're like, I actually play We Are something. I don't know. I can't even think. But yeah, I'm scared they'll smell it on me. So I was like, I'm going to get clove cigarettes, black clove cigarettes.
That's me rolling into
and
Yellow
look
Jacket
real
with
mad and sit in the corner. I know.
Hey.
I don't even think they really look. They're like, oh, she's got tattoos.
If they only knew.
But I have this kind of.
Yeah, that gives you some street cred at the dive bars.
Sylvia Plath tattoo.
Of course it is.
Yeah, I don't know
you two want to shove your head into an oven.
She got the head in the oven.
She's the
demeanor.
one that. She's the one that did that, right? Not
yeah, because she
Virginia.
turned 30.
What's her face? Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's relatable.
Well, she was like, she turned 30 and her husband didn't love her, which.
Yeah.
Wait, get in line, sister.
Yeah.
You quitter.
Man, if I shove my head in an oven every time.
If I had $1 for every time I shoved my head in an oven, you just forgot to preheat it. Could you imagine if she forgot to preheat it? She just has to wait, like a tanning bed. This is gonna work. It's gonna work.
I don't know how ovens in that time worked, but yeah.
I think the same.
Is it the same?
I don't know when Sylvia Plath died. It was like the 30s.
Yeah, I guess that's true. It wasn't as
maybe
long ago as
less. Maybe the 50s.
It could be.
Because our kids are still alive.
Really?
I think so.
That's
I don't know
crazy.
them personally, but.
Producer's going to Google it for us here. Thanks, Josh. 63?
1960.
What? That's crazy.
Wow, that's kind of February 11th, 1963.
She did it right before Valentine's Day. That checks out.
That was me. So real. There's a picture of me from Valentine's Day. All I did was buy a Glock.
Yeah.
So.
But all the girlfriends in my life lately are fucking just buying guns. You and Carly both have guns now.
Oh, yeah.
Texas
It's
really
Texas.
just gets to you real quick.
There's something about, also this like thing about once you shoot a gun, it's like.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
My dad has like so many guns. Like he's one of the people that has like the whole display case full of guns, and I've never shot a gun. Isn't that insane?
That you should. We should go to a range.
I want to go to a range. Yeah, we should do that.
We should go to a range. In honor of Toby Keith, let's go shoot some guns. R.I.P. to a real one.
Boys. Dude, I was so drunk on Tuesday night. I went out with my coworkers after they all got off, and we just sat. Well, we went out. We went and sat in an apartment and smoked a lot of weed and watched old country music videos. And I was like, this song is like, this healed America.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I was like, I don't care where your political line lies. You can't hear that song and not just like American boys.
Oh,
immediately.
yeah.
You have to.
We'll stick a boot in your ass.
It's the American way, baby.
I'm like 11 years old. I'm like, we will do that.
So true.
Actually,
so true,
I
Toby.
can't wait.
And nobody relates to Toby Keith probably more than us, and I want to talk about me, so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's
That's
got
real.
a lot of underrated songs, too.
Oh, yeah. Banger after banger.
I've the amount of Facebook posts, because I'm from like a small little town in Tennessee, and people are like, America will never be the same now that Toby Keith is dead. And like, he's like our Princess Diana in the South.
In the South. Yeah, I saw a meme the other day that was like, everyone has a memory of their dad and Toby Keith. And I was like, that's so fucking real. Like, I feel like that's
Not
why
my
it was
dad.
sentimental. Really? My parents only listen to country music.
I've got a lot of ex-boyfriends that love Toby Keith, but my dad's a deadhead.
Okay,
so
yeah.
my dad's like, yeah, that's
That
cool.
also tracks, actually.
So, how's your life been?
Stupid. I got a vape for Valentine's Day, so that was romantic.
Okay, well, I got a gun.
You
I
bought
myself.
yourself a gun. A man that is having sex with me gave me a vape.
All right, well, that's somehow still an improvement from the last time we did a podcast. So
That's actually true.
vapes are like the same amount as a bouquet of flowers.
Yeah, that's true. It was a decent spend. I think he only gave it to me because he didn't like it. If I'm being honest, I literally was like, "There's no way you just brought this to me as a gift." And then I asked him if he wanted to hit it, and he was like, "No, I don't like it." And I was like, "You bought this for yourself." And
Does
then
he vape?
realized you didn't like it. Yeah.
Oh.
He like buys the big.
Hey,
like,
beggars can't be
Amazon box.
choosers. That's crazy.
Beggars can be choosers. No, I'll always take a free fucking vape. That's fine. But
Yeah, that's still. I feel like a vape and a vape is our generation's bouquet of flowers.
Did I send you that? There was like that thing on Instagram for Valentine's Day that was like a bouquet of vapes.
Oh
And it was,
God.
I was like, that would do it for me.
I can't get behind vapes. They like
That's because you're out here. You're too cool for that. You got them cloves.
got the cloves.
Yeah.
Because also when I lose vapes, and two, I just like the aftertaste. And that's so embarrassing.
I
used to talk to
most
a guy.
of my life looking for my vape, so that's fair.
The last guy that I thought I really wanted to date, which
That was the last podcast update.
we
The
would
reason
be like
you bought a gun.
in the middle of romantic activities, and he'd be like, "Give me 1 sec," and would vape in the middle, and I'd be like, "Oh no, yeah."
I dated
You're
a
a
guy that used to
horrible
just like
person.
wake up in the middle of the night and hit his vape like in the dead of his sleep. And I was like, hot.
To not even last 45 seconds and still have to get a vape hit in there is crazy. That's crazy.
Vape hits like actually you know how there's like a band, cigarettes after sex, right? Isn't that a band?
Yeah.
I like didn't.
I thought you said they banned cigarettes
no.
after sex. And I said, over my dead body.
They might. Did you know it's illegal in Texas to own more than 6 dildos? That's a real law.
You're joking.
No, that's a real law.
Why
come and get me.
I don't think you need that many. I won't.
I think we shouldn't
Don't tell
judge
people
what
what to
people
do
are
with their
buying, Quinn.
holes. Do whatever you need to do with your holes. What if you're in a relationship and they own 6 dildos and then you own 6 dildos?
So you have 12?
12.
I assume it's per person. Is it per household? I don't know.
That's like a COVID test kit.
12 dildos in a joint household is insane.
Hey, that's one for every month.
See? And this is crazy.
And that's recent, 2023.
Yeah, I remember when it came out. It was like when I was moving here, I think. And I was like, what the fuck? I had to make some changes before I got here.
Stimulation of human genital organs. So what if it's not for you?
It's fine.
They had to be very clear about that.
You know what's funny? I just heard a comic at the open mic last night doing this bit about crazy Texas laws like that. And they were talking about how if it's a 2nd-degree felony to get caught with a weed vape.
Yeah.
And he was like, I just want to put that in perspective of other things that are 2nd-degree felonies. And it was like human trafficking. And I was like, so we're like, it's literally the same penalty to have a weed vape as it is to smuggle a person.
Damn.
It's wild.
So cases dismissed and charges were dropped. Dude, all I can think about is like, did they have to confiscate dildos of people that own? Like, you just go to the Austin Police Department.
Well, that's what
and
I'm
they
saying.
just
Like,
got
how are they finding this out? Like, I think it has to be like a vengeful ex or something that like gets broken up with and is like, I know that bitch has 7 dildos.
Unless you're going up to public and like just corn dogging people with multiple
like,
dildos.
Who's finding this out? Like, how are the police finding that?
That's crazy. They're
It is
like,
crazy.
oh, it's like, well, it's crazy to me the amount of like sex toys that have been around since like the 1700s. Because like when women were like acting crazy, doctors would like diddle them.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they thought they just needed to orgasm.
Yeah.
I think we should bring that
You're
back.
being hysterical.
Yeah.
I could never have been in that time because they're like, you're being hysterical. And I'd be like, yeah, I'm actually thinking about trying stand-up comedy. I'm pretty funny.
I would have just been like pretending to be crazy because I needed somebody to get me off that bad.
I know. Imagine the men
It's
just
been a
being
dry
like,
spell right now.
the men are just like, she's just like really crazy. They just don't
They're
know.
like, no, you're just bad at sex.
Yeah, they're like, first of all, couldn't be that. She needs to be in the ocean for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I will say that's my update. God forbid he listened to this. It would be way terrible. But Mr. Vape Valentine. Best
That's
sex I've been having in 2 years, man.
Vape Valentine.
Vape Valentine. No, his code name for my podcast. So as a new person to the podcast, I always give code names, to everybody we talk about.
Not me. I'll say them by name and street address.
My ex-boyfriend of 5 years threatened to sue me for libel. So, yeah. And I was like, well, I should sue you for emotional fucking damage. I left the state because of you.
Yeah.
So, but
well, he never made it as a wise man. So he looks like the lead singer of Nickelback.
He did when I dumped him. Yeah, it was bad. He went back to his normal hair after that. But
personally, I'll say a man's name by name and street address.
Feel free. It's not my problem. Actually, my friend here is a lawyer, and he's the one that told me. He's like, he has no case because I never mentioned his name, and he was like, you have to be so specific. Like, I would have to give an address, like, give very specific details for that case to be good, especially because, like, he's a nobody. Like, so it's like, I was like, you can't prove that I'm, like, ruining a job for you, like, anything like that. It's just, like, the only people that are going to know are people that already know me and know it's you. I've archived everything on Instagram. Like, you can't find that motherfucker.
No.
He's fine. He's not fine, but...
I feel like I never care enough about a man for like more than 2 weeks at a time for me to like act crazy enough to be like, this motherfucker.
Do you have Libra in your chart?
Libra?
No.
I don't think so.
You're Virgo with your Leo, aren't you?
I think my sun is Leo, my moon is Capricorn, and my rising is Virgo.
Oh, okay. Me and Justine always joke around because all the memes about Libras are always like. Actually, there was like TikTok the other day. It was like your sign, how long it takes you to get over something. And
I think my
Libra's
Mercury
like 2
is
weeks.
in Libra.
Oh, that's your love sign, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think that's in Libra.
Virgo was 5 years. That's over here.
I was talking to this guy, and he brought up astrology, and I was like, okay, that's what I look like. And way to assume the girl with a moon tattoo likes astrology.
He wasn't wrong.
Fuck. But he was like, yeah, my moon and my rising is this. I'm like, oh, so you're like ran through. I don't, at least pretend you don't know.
I went on a date with this guy in like August, and he used to run an astrology side business, and it gave me the biggest ick. I was like, oh, you should not be this into that.
Well, this one guy, he was like, do you want to know my moon and rising? Because I did ask what his sun sign was just because I don't know. Sometimes it's just a cool thing to know. Even like, I don't know why. But he's like, do you not know my moon and my rising? And I was like, I don't really care that much about you. I just... and I said it out loud because sometimes I don't think about things. I just don't. And I was like, I don't actually care enough. I just wanted to know your sun sign.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, so we're like not going to talk after this? And I said, I didn't say that. Men are sassy.
So you're obviously a Cancer.
So you're obviously a bitch.
Water sign for sure.
No, men in Austin are way sassier than girls.
No.
It might just be me because I'm not nice.
Yeah.
I'm not mean.
We've discussed this. I feel like the meaner I am to guys, the more longevity I have with them liking me.
I know. I've been trying to put you on this.
Yeah, you did. You put me on it. It's not. I don't know how I feel about it.
I know how I feel about it, and then it's one of those where it's like not even mean. It's like I have other things to do.
Yeah.
And if a dude's like, if you want to see me more than 2 days in a row, call your mom. Like that's so weird. Like,
yeah.
If we hang out one time and then it's the next day and you're like, what are you doing tomorrow? I'm doing me.
Yeah. Well, that's because you're booked and busy. Something else that we didn't say, catching up. You work at Sunset Strip now. That's dope.
I do. I work at a comedy club now.
How's that going?
Really good. I've seen a lot more stage time. I've been writing a lot more. I feel like I'm more comfortable in being on stage.
Yeah.
Trying to be better at crowd work, but sometimes it'll just be like the strangest people. And that's the other thing is like when you try to do crowd work with couples, they are all insane.
Yeah. It's always a weird story.
I do think going to a comedy club is a good first date. Or maybe a second date.
Well,
because
it gives you a good interpretation of like what this person's sense of humor is.
And that's another thing is like with my comedy, I do like to like relate to the girls that were dragged there by their boyfriend. Like, and all like everyone kind of like it, where it's not just like men suck and I hate them. Like I don't like doing that kind of comedy.
Yeah.
They, debatably
Mine's usually about how
do.
it's my fault.
But yeah. But this one couple, I did crowd work and I was like, are y'all dating? And they're like, we're just seeing where things go. And I'm like, that's cool. And I asked, how long? How long has that been going? 3 months.
Yeah. That's about like
seeing where things go. One of y'all needs glasses, or you need to fuck as friends, because that's an insane amount of time to be seeing where things go.
I think like 2.5 to 3 months is reasonable, but that's about as far as it is, because
to see where things go.
Well,
I'll tell you right where that's going.
Maybe that's because I didn't like people enough, I guess. Because for me, it's like if I've gotten in relationships sooner than that, it's like by the 3-month mark is when I was like, I shouldn't have done that. And I feel like it takes that long. Because also, there's like a psychology study about this. Greg Phelps told me about this, I think. I might be misquoting him. Sorry, Greg. He's actually a therapist, so I shouldn't misquote him. But he, I think it was him. Somebody was telling me, like, somebody that's faking like who they are or putting on a persona can't keep it up for longer than 3 consecutive months. So it's like a good period of time to like find out who somebody actually is, because you can keep up an appearance. Like this is also on the average time you're spending with someone, right? Like that's like you have 1 to 2 dates a week. Then that's like how long they can typically keep up like a fake persona. So that's kind of been stuck in my head. So I'm like, all right, I'll give you 3 months. But
yeah, but I think that needs to be some sort of direction.
Yeah, you should at least know it's going there or not.
3 months.
Yeah.
I'll tell you where that's going. That's me watching
South.
The Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind 4 times in a row and calling my mom 4 times. Like
that's us watching Love Actually with too,
I know.
too much wine.
That's insane. And like me sharing clips of just like those kind of movies and being like, so real.
So real.
Just couldn't. I love this movie. It's all a hint.
It's all a hint.
I think that's ridiculous.
We were just talking this week that you were saying you got some men that be posting a lot on Instagram lately.
That gives me the ick so bad. After you hang out with a guy and he starts posting on his Instagram story more. Ew.
So I love all of your takes on things that just make you mad about men. So that's like what we wanted to talk about today, because
as a man, if your Instagram story is more than like 5 dots or like 5 little things,
and it's like my female friends, it can be an entire day's worth of stuff that you posted every 5 minutes, and I'm like, slay, slay, slay.
I know. That's a feminine trait to post on your Instagram story more than 5 times in one day.
If it's not like a bunch of show promo posters and it's just like a bunch of weird things you're posting, like posting too many like emotional memes, especially as a guy, is weird, I feel like, which is lame because it's like we all sit at home and bitch that we want men to be more emotional, and then I see them do it and I'm like, gross.
A man should never ever share a post that's like BPD memes. That's for girls.
BPD is a hot girl disease.
That's for girls.
Yeah, it is.
No, I don't know. I hate
Would
that.
you say jail?
Jail.
Jail.
Jail. But they'd probably like it. Little fruity motherfuckers.
That's what we have in our notes today is things that men should go to jail for. So that's our theme today.
Some of yours are wild.
Yeah, we're gonna get into it. You reacted strongly to my first one. How do you feel about men that are not dating you giving you forehead kisses, Quinn?
Oh, men that aren't dating you. I thought you just put forehead kisses.
Forehead kisses from a man that is not in love with me, jail.
I don't give a shit. I'm probably not in love with him either. So
it's jail for me. I don't like that. And that used to be something me and my best friend talked about all the time. And then I started seeing people post like reels and shit about it. So I was like, okay, I'm not alone in this. But that's an intimate thing. Like, I feel like you just should not be doing that to a girl you're just banging. That's weird. That's like the same level to me as like you're making breakfast in the morning. What are you doing? That's not for casual sex. Like, that is crazy to me.
It depends on how much I actually like the guy back.
Yeah. Well, that's intended. It's not going to piss you off if you don't care about them. But like, if you're in a situationship, don't kiss my forehead.
Yeah, I don't really care. This dome is free real estate. I like forehead kiss. I don't give I don't really give a shit.
You're a fucking Leo. You like any attention that's being directed your way. She was like, oh.
A forehead kiss? I don't care about you either way. I don't even know your middle
Quinn's
name.
like, he kissed my elbow, and I was like, thanks.
That's cool.
That's sweet.
I'm like, we went to Chili's and he kissed me on the forehead. And I'm like, I think we're getting married.
A man will just like look at you longingly and you're like, I wonder if he wants to have a spring wedding. Or
No, that's my favorite thing to just ask men that like are nervous around me. Like, do you want to, this is a spring or fall wedding? More of a fall colors kind of girl. And they're like, why do you keep saying that?
You know what's funny though that you bring that up is because again, you do that. But one of the things I wrote down, because me and my roommate have been talking about this, that I think men should go to jail for is nonchalantly future speaking. Like, I feel like it's very clear that you are joking.
The rapper. Just randomly talking like future. I'm like, yeah, that would be weird.
Well, I've been known to like some men that that don't know their own race. Yeah, we won't go there today. But I'm talking about in the sense of like, we were talking about just like guys that will just like nonchalantly bring up things like, you are either early in the relationship or especially when you're just like casual with somebody or like in this like in between like
You guys start calling them out.
Yeah, and they start saying shit like, oh, in like 6 months we could do this. Or like this guy on Friday literally started telling me, because he's tall as fuck, and we were talking about like he wants his kids to be athletes and stuff, and he's like, we could have little Swifty baseball players. And I was like, why are you talking about our future
I'd
children?
smother a man with a pillow for saying that.
That's a weird thing to do. Jail. I don't like that.
Swifty baseball players? What are they in musical theater? That's a crazy thing to say. First of all, if they're athletes, they're not listening to Taylor Swift.
This man let me wear my Travis Kelce jersey during sex, so he's really just playing into it.
Damn.
I was into it.
The bar.
In hindsight, he should have wore it, I think, but.
Yeah, that would. I don't think so.
No, should have been me. It did make me feel more powerful, I will say. It was one of those days. Oh, I also was really bloated, so, a little Jersey action was nice.
I just want to try this little something new. When like girls wear like the white button down thing, I'm like, it's probably just because she's got some handles on her, dog. Like
sometimes lingerie is there for us, not for you. I'm like, oh, the corset kind. This is for me.
You mean the high waisted granny panty lace? That was just to be a little unique.
I'm trying to hide something. We're not trying to be sexy.
I ate Burger King for lunch and I didn't give a shit.
What had happened? This is gonna get so gross, but literally when Carly was on here, we talked about all the places she shit herself for 20 minutes. So on last weekend, what had happened was on this exact day, earlier in the day, because I was just telling Quinn before this, I think I just got over having COVID like a week or two ago. I didn't test until later and I was negative, but my friend that came to visit me tested positive like 2 days after she left, and we were all sick. And then by the time I tested, I didn't have it anymore. But I think like the symptoms stay for a long time when I was reading it. So like I still have this fucking haggard cough you've heard a few times. But I'm like still having like a little bit of nausea and stuff from it. And so I took like supplements to make me stop using the bathroom so I could go to work. And then me and Justine were going to a rave, and so I took mushrooms.
Girl.
Doing that with something that's blocking you from going to the bathroom was a fucking terrible idea. I've never been so bloated in my life. Like, and yeah, I had to wear a football jersey. I didn't have any other choice.
I think the only time I've almost just shit myself was the first time I did mushrooms.
Yeah, that was a crazy choice.
No
for
one
me
tells
to do
you
on the
that.
same day. I was warned, and then I took like 3 grams at a music festival. I was wearing a onesie, and they only had porta pots.
No one told me that shrooms do that to you.
It's a poison.
So is alcohol.
Yeah, do you not get that's why they have like day after shits.
Not me.
My friend literally calls them dads, day after drinking shits.
Damn. I'm built different.
She told me that's a Pittsburgh thing.
That's gotta be.
It
I don't
sounds
know.
very Pittsburgh.
I don't know, but no one told me that happened. But I don't know. What were we talking before we started shitting ourselves?
Things men should go to jail for. My favorite thing about this podcast is after we're just talking about how gross men are, and then we just go on a tangent like that. We're like, but you should date us, obviously.
Yeah, obviously I'm very cool and different. No, I think other things that men should go to jail for is when I've never, since I moved to Austin, met so many men who are scared to go to the grocery store.
What?
Yeah, they're like, yeah, I can't go to H-E-B. It gives me anxiety. I Instacart. Which way to keep them employed, but like.
That's wild.
Some like
I hate the grocery store.
Men used to go to war, and now they won't go to H-E-B at 4 p.m. because some little kid's going to run in front of their buggy, and they're going to get scared.
Yeah, like I also hate H-E-B. Actually, I put that in my Bumble profile. It was like, what's your personal hell? And I was like, H-E-B.
I love H-E-B. I could spend hours in H-E-B.
I
look forward to
Where
like,
are you
some
living
grandma.
in Riverside? Have you been to the Riverside H-E-B? You'll change your mind.
No, I've been in the Riverside H-E-B.
That is the worst H-E-B of all time. At all times, there's 75 Mexican families of 12 or more.
Yeah.
At any given hour of the day.
I love to see family togetherness.
I do too, but not in fucking front of me in line.
And there's that broad that sells tamales in front of that one.
That one is pretty
and those
sick.
are
And it's the big H-E-B, so it is nice. But I used to live like basically a block from that H-E-B.
I usually go to the the one on South Congress. The little makeshift one. Have y'all seen that big ass H-E-B? There's gonna be a music venue in it.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like on South Congress in Old Thorpe. It's huge. They're building it right now, and like it would be in walking distance. I think that's why my apartment complex, like my rent went from $960 to $1,200, and they make any renovations.
That's insane for like your place wasn't bad, but that's an insane price.
the black mold and stuff is so bad there that like they almost might not be able to get rid of it in Texas because it's a living organism. Like, it's so bad that it might be protected under the abortion law. It's like under that embryo thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Beer garden.
What the fuck?
It's got a music venue.
This is some Austin-ass shit if I've ever seen it. Wow. Imagine just being like,
It looks like
what are you doing this
AI made
weekend?
it.
Going to a concert at HEB. I'm going to pick up some apples and then
Yeah, I'm gonna go see
check
Travis
out a
Tritt
band.
at HEB with my old lady.
Honestly, kind of a slay though. Leave a concert drunk, grab a frozen pizza on your way out.
Yeah, get some. Yeah, we're gonna go to HEB and get some of them pre-made meals. You can get a charcuterie board right there at the front, the pre-made stuff. We're gonna watch Travis Tritt.
You've been called Travis Tritt, haven't you?
Fuck. Yeah, I get told that I kind of look like Travis Tritt, and
You should pull that up.
please, please, you
Is it
should.
that you look like him or sound like him?
I get told I look like him.
Oh shit.
There's one that one, the album cover.
This is you. Yeah, you're right.
That one. I look just like him in his album cover.
Oh my god.
Whatever. I also get told I look like. There's like the array of people I get told I look like is insane. It's
Who
really
else have you
crazy.
gotten?
I get Jennifer Lawrence when I was younger.
That's a good one.
I
You
get
and her have similar personality types. I feel like you would be friends.
yeah. We have the same birthday too. I get the girl from The Mummy, Rachel White,
Okay.
and Brendan Fraser.
Oh.
Who are you hanging out with? These people are not nice.
Male comics.
Oh, jail.
So- and the worst part is they're always like, sometimes they'll be nice, but it's usually like the ones that are very honest with like the celebrity comparison. I like can't argue it.
Yeah. The one I get the most consistently is Mariska Hargitay from SVU. But
Oh.
she's kind of old, but I could see myself aging that way. That wouldn't be that weird.
Her mom is
Yeah. I get that a lot. And my mom kind of looks like her.
What's her mom? Her mom. There's that thing
don't
on the
know.
back of semi trucks is named after her
I
mom.
get this broad a lot.
The thing on the back of semi trucks that keeps you from going under is named after her mom because her mom bit the bullet hard under a semi truck.
Why do you know that?
I watch a lot of History Channel, and
They're covering Mariska Hargitay's mom.
I've been with
Correct.
way too many dudes that have that kind of autism, the History Channel autism.
Yeah. Honestly, if I age like her, I wouldn't be upset. So that's fine.
Mansfield, Jane Mansfield.
that's
the
what they call that?
Mansfield. It's a Mansfield bar on semi trucks.
Wow.
because she,
The more you
uh,
know. This is an educational podcast.
It's an educational podcast, yeah. And like her life is sad as shit. All that old
That's
Hollywood
crazy.
shit is so sad.
Yeah, they all got some shit. I just read about Claire something. There's a new Taylor Swift track that's going to be called This, and when you look up the lore of the girl, it's very sad. It's like a person who like the media scrutinized so bad over her dating and shit that she offed herself.
Damn.
And I was like, so that's definitely like the analogy she's drawing. But like I'd never heard of this chick before, and I looked it up. Yeah, it's like Claire.
I've never
Yeah,
understood that.
Clara Bow. Maybe that's it. Claire or something.
People think you get bitches
Yeah,
and
it
you
was
want to
coming up.
kill yourself over that.
Yeah.
I
Clara,
would want to
Clara.
if people didn't think I get bitches.
Yeah.
If the media was like, yeah, something's wrong with her, she gets no bitches, I'd be like, yes, I do. I just don't post about it.
Yeah.
We just aren't seen in the daytime.
See this broad.
But if people thought I got too many bitches, I'd be like, sorry.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I'm always in a good mood, and
I'm like-
you're in my business.
I'm like, you're a 34-year-old woman. If the spotlight tracked me that much, they would think I was a whore too.
34.
Yeah, she's 34.
Like, what do you mean?
Like-
I mean, I know what you mean by 34.
Like-
but, like,
Like Taylor Swift is a 34-year-old woman. Like, and they've tracked her dating life since she was 17.
Oh,
and I'm
yeah.
like, if you looked at the amount of men, and at least she's banging hot ones.
yeah.
That's the best take I've seen.
And the other thing is, you shouldn't judge her because, and I know this isn't a slight at Taylor Swift, but you know it's just a lot of missionary.
maybe.
Like, you know, she's not doing anything that's not of the Lord, you know?
I don't think that's true. People don't listen to her new track. She'd be talking about fucking a lot.
Yeah, but like, you can do numbers in missionary.
She was fucking Maddie Healy. That man is not fucking missionary.
Yeah,
he's
but he's
weird
on
as
heroin.
fuck.
His dick probably doesn't even work.
That's fair. Yeah.
She's probably just cuddling, making out hard with Maddie
Do you
Healy
think Travis
for a while.
Kelce is doing it missionary?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
That's a bummer.
Stupid football player boys, a lot of missionary.
Also, though, missionary underrated sometimes. You were the one on here vouching for the vanilla men on the last podcast.
Sure. But like at the end of the day, like most of the time, I'm just like closing my eyes and wait until I can watch TikToks again. I'm not, I don't care. But like,
I think you should talk about that in therapy.
I don't want to make eye
dissociating
contact.
the whole time.
I'm just like boring.
That's fair. I'm
trying to watch Ted Lasso.
I think speaking of sexual things men should go to jail for, so I like a blue collar man. Like I like a guy that like knows how to use his hands, right? Like I like that you work on stuff, but like clean your fingernails.
Oh my
dirty
God.
fingernails, and then like
oh my God.
me and my roommate were just talking about this because she's like, I don't know how I didn't contract a bacterial infection from this man I was dating.
Oh my God.
Because of how dirty his fingernails were. And I was like, that's like the thing of like, you can't eat wings and then go down on someone. That's dangerous. Have you ever had that happen to you?
No.
Yeah, you don't want it to. It's bad. It's real bad.
Just like directly after?
Like even like an hour later, bad.
I don't know. They got them lubes that turn hot.
Yeah, I don't like that shit. I had somebody use a fire and ice condom one time and I thought my vagina was on fire. It was bad.
They went out and bought those?
Yeah.
They're like, I'm going to have fire and ice sex 12 times.
It was like my high school boyfriend, too. Like, he was not even getting anywhere long enough to be able to switch to the ice. Like, I'm only getting fire out of this.
Ew, somebody was telling me that they were telling me that they put a cough drop in and then went down on somebody.
That's interesting.
I'd smack the shit out of the back of a man's head if he tried to
jail.
No. Are you joking me?
Why a cough drop? Why not at least like a candy?
Because cough drops have that like weird tingly thing.
Interesting.
I
just think people are sometimes trying to get too creative.
Not sick.
Like,
you don't need to do that.
Sometimes we can just fuck, Like,
yeah.
It's just, I don't know.
Oh, another thing gives me the ick if it's a guy that's like, I don't know, you're not like serious with, and he like not even like sexually, he just like makes too much eye contact all the time. It's always a motherfucker with blue eyes too.
It is.
They just usually be talking about something, like you'll talk about the weather, they'll come over and you're like making small talk when you hang out, and they're just like looking at you like this.
You know
Blink.
why? Because men with like nice blue eyes have been told so many times in their life how their eyes are really good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like they've gotten that compliment so much that they're like really clinging to it.
I think men think that like, if I make eye contact with her, she's gonna catch feelings. Not me.
You're autistic.
I know. I'm like looking around the room, like there's something on my face. Or if you like make eye contact, they think it's like super like sensual. Not me. I don't like that.
No.
You can scan the room.
This feels
Pay
like
attention to your surroundings, first of all.
I don't want to.
This is the first time you're at my apartment. I could kill you.
I don't want to dive into this that deeply for you today on this podcast, but I feel like so far we've covered you dissociate during sex and won't make eye contact. I think instead of jail, we need therapy.
I just think, I don't know. But then the like, that's when they start posting too much on their Instagram story, and I just can't. I did download Bumble.
You did.
I finally am a Bumble girl.
So if
something
you guys
about
don't
a men
remember...
not speak until spoken to just gets me going.
Wow, this is an improvement though, because a few months ago when Quinn was on, she said, "I will not download Bumble because I'm a woman."
Yeah, and then they do start speaking to you first, and you're like, they shouldn't be allowed to do that.
Yeah.
That shouldn't. You know what? They should talk to me first less. So I downloaded Bumble, and I keep finding so many comics.
Yeah, yeah.
They're all on Bumble.
They're all on Bumble.
Because, guess what?
Well, they don't
can't
want to speak
to
first.
women.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm not really
That's funny.
doing numbers on dating apps. And, like, all of them, I've screenshotted a bunch of them because all of them have, like, Tool and Louis C.K. on their Spotify. And I'm like, yeah, what do you mean you're not getting bitches? Tool, Louis C.K., and, like, Drake. And I'm like,
I don't.
surprised
That's the
they're not
trifecta.
lined up.
That's the trauma trifecta right there.
Don't even share it. Take Louis C.K. There's not a single...
I don't share my Spotify because I don't need the men to advance to know that I'm listening
And I don't
to
think
mostly
Louis
Taylor
C.K. is a
Swift.
bad comic.
Well, no.
But I also do comedy. So but I don't know a single girl outside of the comedy
No, they're going to see
realm.
that and be like...
They're like,
rapist.
oh, that the guy that wrote The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, or whatever that is.
Their names are strikingly similar. You're right, though.
You mean Narnia?
We watched that at work the other night.
They don't know
That
who
is a
Louis
dark
CK
ass
is.
movie for kids, low key.
Yeah, what was the other one? The Golden Compass
Yeah.
with that cracked out polar bear.
Yeah.
Is that the right one?
I think so.
I wasn't allowed to watch it because I grew up Baptist.
Oh, were you allowed to watch Harry Potter?
I was.
Yeah.
Because my parents didn't. My parents really didn't care, but I remember like the Golden Compass had people up in arms. So my parents were like, "We're just not."
Yeah.
That's
fair.
also not really my genre.
No, I'm a big fantasy girl. I'm
Yeah,
reading
it's not
I'm
really.
reading a fantasy book right now.
I like fantasy sometimes, but it's too much sometimes. I'm like, that's not even because it's like the whole time I know the point, but I'm like, that's not even realistic.
That's what I like, is it's a whole different world, so I don't get misconceptions about how my life should be.
Oh, the polar bear was someone's dad in a past life, and now he's here. He can fly and read
I don't
your
know
mind.
what
Shut
fucking
up.
fantasy you're reading, but
That's just the plots of fantasy things are just go to therapy.
I think that's a bold statement coming from you today.
But they're not even funny.
No,
If
that's
you're not
true.
going to go to therapy, be funny.
That's true.
Don't make up dumb shit about a grandpa polar
You're not
bear.
gonna go to therapy, be funny. Well,
Just go through the grieving process like a normal. Your grandpa's not turned into a polar bear. I don't know. I like thrillers.
I like thrillers.
psychological
I do too.
thrillers.
That's the other genre I read the most.
Um,
But I have to stop with that though. When I was sick at the beginning of this year, I had too much time at home, and I read 4 psych thrillers in 1 week, and I did not sleep.
I read The Shining. This is so dumb, but I drank this. It was when I was talking to that one dude, and he had these mushroom chocolate bars.
course you
And
did.
I know. And I read The Shining, on it because I was just on my porch reading.
On mushrooms?
I read part of The Shining on mushrooms,
That was
and
a
the
wild
book is
decision.
so much scarier than the movie.
Yeah.
And then but yeah, that was a bad move. Bad move on mushrooms.
I just went to
but-
that hotel. Did you know that?
No, I think I saw the pictures.
Yeah, when I was in Denver. It was pretty cool.
I,
We didn't do the tour because we didn't want to pay for it, but we walked around the grounds and shit.
How much was the tour?
It was like $50, but
Holy
we
shit.
were going to Meow Wolf for $50 that night, and
Oh.
we did mushrooms and went to Meow Wolf instead.
Damn. I don't know. I like that kind of stuff, but
Yeah, it was cool. I think that, speaking of people that need therapy, probably more people that are on this jail list. I had I haven't talked about this on the podcast yet, but it's been enough time. I was dating this guy casually that had a daily alarm that went off in his Echo speaker in his house that was his best girlfriend saying, "So-and-so loves you." Her name loves you, as a daily alarm at 7 p.m. that went off in his house every day.
I don't think so.
Jail. And then was shook that I thought that was weird. And I was like, we're fucking right now, and this bitch is coming from your Echo in the bathroom.
That's so weird.
It was super weird. Yeah. I have a lot of guy friends. I
do
don't
too.
I don't have a problem with you having a girl best friend, but that is weird.
That is weird.
Jail. That's jail
I
behavior.
almost prefer when they do have female friends.
Same, yeah.
And the other thing is, there's this one guy I hang out with sometimes. He's still best friends with his ex-girlfriend, and I think that's totally cool.
Yeah.
Because they dated, things didn't work out. She's awesome. She's
Yeah.
the shit. So it's
It's super situational, I think, with exes.
super situational. But I think when you're talking to a guy and he has had relations or he had slept with his female best friend, that makes me feel way less weird.
Yeah, at least they're honest about it.
It makes me feel way less weird because they're still friends after that happened.
Mm-hmm.
And if there was something romantic, if there was something that worked out when they hooked up, they would have been together.
Yeah.
But if it's a female friend that they've never done anything, they're just friends, that's what I'm like,
Yeah.
I would have rather him had boned her because usually if they've hooked up or they've done that and they aren't together, they're still friends, she's cool with him seeing other people, it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work like that. But if they've never done anything, they're high and mighty about being just friends. Good luck turning 45 because they're going to start boning after your second kid. After
That's
that
the first
second
affair.
kid, he's going to be like, you know what? I've always been in love with Chelsea.
And you're like, I knew that.
And you're like, fuck, I knew.
Yeah. It's a weird thing. I think I don't know. I just like when guys have female friends because then I don't have to feel weird about my guy friends because I've dated guys that don't like it, and especially now with comedy, it's we're around men way too often for that.
I
to be
feel
a
like a
problem.
lot of guys don't. Anytime I talk to a guy, I think the being around comedy and dudes for sure probably bothers them.
Yeah. I just had to talk about this. I was just on the Peasant Party podcast like a week or two ago, and they asked me about that. They're like, is it weird if you date non-comics? Are they weird about like the comedy scene? And it really just depends on the dude, but they tend to react either like they're almost like too excited about it or too mad about it
actually
immediately.
thinking about doing an open mic myself.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, literally, it's that, or they're like really obsessed with like wanting to be in the bit. Like, I had this guy drop me off, and he was like, "Are you gonna have a joke about this?" And I was like, the fact that you think this was that significant to me.
Yeah, after I get out of this car.
I literally said that. I was like, the fact that you think this is significant enough for me to write something down.
I don't remember a single conversation that we had, but thanks for the Cheesecake Factory, fuggo.
Thanks for the 2 for $20 at Chili's, but I gotta go.
Chill out, that's a husband.
Don't misspeak on Chili's here.
Hey, the El Presidente margarita and the 2 for
Somebody was getting mad at the Grand the other day because all we serve is DiGiorno pizzas, and they were
Really?
Our pizzas are DiGiorno. Yeah, I literally put DiGiorno pizza in the oven.
Cut the tape.
The dive bar to the max. And
Cut the tape.
they know it's a public fact. And
You mean to tell me it's not delivery?
it's DiGiorno, bitch.
Holy shit.
And they were like, "You really only have pizza?" And I was like, "Sir, this is not a Chili's." And then he goes really sad, and he goes, "I kind of wish it was."
I know. The drink prices are way better.
At the Grand or the Chili's?
The Grand.
I was gonna say I'd be doing some plug for that. Come
can't
see me at the
believe
Grand.
that's
Our drinks are
DiGiorno.
insanely cheap. It's DiGiorno, yeah. And people know, and they just don't care. They're drunk. They don't give a fuck. They just need
Yeah.
food.
That's what
Yeah.
they're going to go home and make.
Yeah.
Oh my God, but I kind of feel bamboozled.
Yeah. We're very transparent if you ask, but if you don't ask specifics, like if people are just like, "What kind of pizzas do you have?" We just are like, pepperoni, 3 meat, or supreme. That's why though, like if we have like vegetarian people that are like, "Can we get a cheese pizza?" And we're like, "No." And they're like, "Can't you just not put the pepperoni on?" I'm like, "Oh, I hate to tell you this. It comes that way."
Do guys ever read off their notes, like things they've thought about doing comedy with?
Oh, yeah.
This one dude, the dude that there's only one dude that I've like let get in my feelings, and I'd punch him on sight probably now.
We talking about the ginger right now? Yeah.
Well, I have been
You've been attracting a lot of gingers lately.
personally victimized by so many gingers. I feel like what are the things on Harry Potter without souls?
Dementors.
Yes, that's the shit I be on. And but he did have this one funny joke in his notes that I have a video of him saying it because like usually it's really cringy
You
when
had that in
dudes.
your close friends.
Yeah, and it was actually really funny. I'm thinking about stealing it.
Yeah. Hey, fuck it. This guy,
It'd be funnier if a chick said it anyway.
This vape boy
Makes sense.
has a note in his phone of ideas for Kylie's sets. He sent it to me the other day, and I was like, jail.
This one, well, he also said, I feel like it'd be easy to ghostwrite for you because you think like a dude.
Thank you.
And I was like, ew.
That was like that guy on my date that I've talked about this on the podcast way too many times, but told me that I had dyke energy.
Oh my, well,
on my first date.
I had a reel go viral, and I say ew in a really deep tone of voice.
That's
but
like your most viral one you had.
yeah, and this guy, a lot of people, my assigned at birth gender got brought up a good amount in this video because I got a hearty voice for a broad. I don't know what to tell you. And this one guy, my DM request was like, were you actually born a chick because it makes sense why you're so funny? Because I in my head I was like,
Jail.
cute. I think I'm a dude. But
You're super funny for a girl.
But he was like, if you aren't like actually, he said something. If you aren't actually a chick, it would make sense why I've laughed at your videos. And I was
The
like,
fact that they think that as a compliment is insane
and
to
the
me.
fact
though.
that they think that doesn't sound way more gay.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't gonna like you until I found out you might actually been born a dude.
And then I was like, fuck yeah.
And then I was like, actually, I can get along with this girl.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, listen to yourself speak. Anyway,
All right, we got like 10 minutes left, so I'm going to pick one more jail topic, and then we'll wrap up here. Let's see. What have we not talked about that you feel passionately about here?
not offering help pay for a plan B.
Jail.
I've never been in that situation.
I have. It's so annoying.
Never. I'm very blunt and very mean in those situations because I'm not having some fuggo fuck up my future for 45 seconds.
That's why I always, when I do the Plan B joke I have, it's
$50 for 45 seconds is a terrible deal.
That's
Let me
what
tell
I'm
you
saying.
that much. Wrap it up.
I have that joke about Plan B, and whenever I say the thing about Plan B being $50, it's never like men who have any reaction to that joke until I say, I'm like, obviously none of you guys knew that. I know you didn't know that it was $50.
$50. When I found that out, I was like,
they got some off brands for $35 nowadays.
yeah, but don't you gotta be skinny as shit? They're like, hey,
Yeah, it's like crazy.
fatties are gonna have babies
It's
in
like
this.
literally, you have to be like, you have to like double your dose if you're over like 140. And I think people don't understand a concept of what that actually looks like on a woman. Like 140 is not like a big broad. It's crazy.
Don't tell my mom that.
Yeah, Mama Collins.
My scale hits 141, and my mom's like, oh, so you gave up?
Well, you're also like what, 5'2"?
Yeah, I'm 5'3".
Yeah.
But hell no.
Yeah.
Let me see. What are the other ones? Hitting my vape, buy your own as a man.
Justine said that to me today. She's like, I hate when men want to hit your vape. Like, you're a man. You should own your own property.
Go to war. The worst thing ever is there was a guy I talked to, and he wouldn't go to, like, IKEA or something. There's like, he really robbed me of my favorite thing to say about men when things don't work out. Aside from, like, being like, when a man doesn't like you back, so you tell everyone he's a narcissist. Yeah. Love doing that.
He's very healthy.
He's a conceited narcissist. He just didn't care if I lived or died. Yeah. Narcissist. And the other one is, if things don't work out, I'm like, I miss when men went to war.
Yeah.
But the dude that I was like the most messed up about for like a couple weeks was been to Iraq twice. So I was like,
he's been to
bastard. You just took everything from me.
Yeah.
You took it all from me.
That makes me want, actually the one that I want to finish on and ask your opinion, because this is what I was caught up on today. And based on what we were talking about earlier about emotions, I think you'll agree, but I hate when men pout.
Oh, when they pout. Ew.
When they're pouty about things. Like, I was like dating this guy, and it was like, every time it was like time for us to like leave each other, he was just like, and I was like, this is so gross. Like, I'm glad that you want to hang out with me, but like, don't do that. Like, don't do
the dude I dated when I like moved here. I was doing pretty all right with comedy. Then I quit for almost a year because I was dating this like fuggo, and he would pout all the time. And then he just, started laying the hammer down. And it was,
yeah.
Hey, what do you tell a woman with two black eyes? And I told her twice. And like, but he would pout all the time, or he would do this thing where he would just be like, he just like wouldn't like talk, and I'm like, I feel like you're not talking to me, and he goes, and I'm, ew, ew. That's so ew. No, I hate when men pout.
That was the famous
I don't pout.
You don't pout, yeah.
I don't. And I also, if you've done something that pisses me off, it's also good and bad, because I don't take a beat. If you ask me what's wrong, I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
Same. I'm a Ukrainian. So it's like, if you're like, what's wrong? I'm like, I've already had an outline list. And if I took 5 minutes, but sometimes guys won't let you do that. I'll be like, nothing. Like, I just need, because sometimes it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Like, it just is something sensitive in my head, and I can recognize that.
Right.
So just give me 5 seconds. And then they're like, no, what's wrong? So then I'm like, okay, well, I can't wait. Like, and I don't ever take a minute.
I
if you ask me what's wrong, I'm
going
to tell you immediately.
My notes app is like the thing that if I die, one of my friends needs to delete it immediately.
I never say nothing.
It's always in my notes.
I never say nothing when I need to start doing that. But then dudes are like, oh.
Well, no, they ask.
Every time I ask my girl what's wrong, she's like, nothing. Like, they get mad about that.
Yeah, don't ask questions you don't want the answers
to. Do you want me to embarrass you? Do you want me to embarrass you at the patio at Creek and Cave? Because I can't wait.
I'm going to say it into the microphone for you if you want.
Is this thing on? I can't stand.
That's your whole 4-minute set. You just go up there and you're like, well, here's what I have
Do you ever pick fights on purpose?
Yeah.
Oh, I do. My favorite thing.
But I like to fight about dumb stuff. Like, I like to pick fights about things that, like, aren't actually.
I'll be like, I couldn't help but notice you didn't hold my hand for 5 seconds when those people are around. He doesn't know who they are. I don't know who they are. He's like, you were
just like some random people on the street. You
were talking to someone. I'm like, well, that's crazy. I noticed that you didn't hold my hand, and it hurt my feelings.
No, I don't do that.
And they're like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, you're gaslighting me right now. You're really gonna gaslight. I'm like opening up to you. You're gaslighting me. I'm single.
I was gonna name this episode Federal Prison, and I think instead I'm gonna just name it Quinn Needs Therapy.
I'm in therapy.
That's scary. Do you need a new therapist? I'm just kidding. She seems cool.
She's not afraid to tell me I'm the problem. I just don't care to listen.
You just don't listen. Yeah, that's the problem. That's the thing about therapy. It's like the same thing when I talk to men that are like awful, and they're like, I'm in therapy, and I'm like, you're not applying any of it. Any of us can go. That's like,
they love to use those buzzwords.
I can
You're
sit through a lot of
projecting.
physics
You're
classes.
actually just projecting on me. Yeah, I'm a star. Of course I'm projecting. You can't gaslight me because I don't remember what happened and I don't care enough about you to like be upset, but I will argue with you.
I'm also always going to fall for love bombing because I believe that you should love me that quickly.
I kind of fall for love bombing, but I don't like it put it in my back pocket as we're in love. I'm like, this is how a man should treat me.
Yeah, you're like, nothing's out of this isn't bad. This is just the standard.
Yeah,
and you're like,
as you should.
As you
Cupcake.
should. You should be obsessed with me.
Like, yeah.
If you're not obsessed with me, jail.
Yeah.
But don't post on your Instagram story about it.
Ew. It really grosses me out bad.
Well, we have some cool shit coming up. Me and Quinn are leaving in like 2 weeks now, week and a half.
Maybe less.
Yeah, we're going to Las fucking Vegas.
Viva.
Yeah, we're gonna go do some comedy there. We're performing at a convention, the Real Coaches Summit. We're gonna go do comedy for a bunch of fit broads.
some stock.
This is gonna trigger some of your mom trauma, I feel like.
Oh, I know. I can't wait.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna go do some comedy there. That's cool. They're putting us up, which is sick. Shout out Coaches Summit, and we're gonna just get rowdy in Vegas. This convention is 2 days, and Quinn and I are going for 5. Nobody needs to go to Las Vegas for 5 days, but that's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing.
So that's gonna be fun. But yeah, she's gonna be here every time we do an episode now. I'm hoping that we could do like bi-weekly, I think is our goal. So it'll be more consistent than this podcast has ever fucking been. And I'm super stoked to have you here.
I'm stoked.
Yeah. All right. If you like this episode, like, comment, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, responsibly_unhinged. You can find us on YouTube, Responsibly Unhinged. Just search that into any fucking bar you have social media on, and you'll find us. We'll see you next time. I was holding that cough.